Greetings, everyone. This is Trojan coming at you once again with a Tecmo Super Bowl online game. Today, long-awaited opponent MattyD, Matt DeGeorge, went pretty deep in the Madison tournament last year. Don't know just how far, but I remember seeing him in the stream, so I know he made the bracket. If you know exactly how he finished and how his tournament went, definitely leave a comment below. Definitely, from what I can see from playing him, a very good player, very balanced player. So today we're using the Matchmaker ROM again, version 3, and the matchup that we randomized was Vikings versus the Rams. So I drew the Vikings, and in this matchup, what you're going to see is you're going to have kind of the pedestrian running backs. You're hoping for a condition improvement with one of them or both of them, with Fenny and Walker, to try to utilize them. And I'm going to try to put some additional hitting power down below, make it a little easier to run. All the runs that I have are going directly at Kevin Green down below there. And then we're going to try to manage the poor quarterbacking of Wade Wilson and try to complete some passes to hopefully Anthony Carter. So we're going to try to turn on the AC. On defense, basically, we're hoping to sit on pass calls most of the time and minimize just how many free runners he has down the field, and then hopefully minimize just how often he's able to run the ball. With occasion calling run, maybe just try to get him behind down and distance. For the most part, we're going to be calling pass in this game. So one thing I noticed is that he does have a pro set dive play, but he does not have a pass play to go with that formation. As a result, I'm going to know when he does that, and I feel pretty confident with the defensive line and the defensive front seven of the Vikings to be able to get enough drone help that if I popcorn that center blocker, popcorn the center, and then that lead blocker, that we should be able to get help to track down that running play. The running backs for the Rams are decent, but nowhere near as good as their receivers. So I think he's going to be most effective chucking the ball down, and he's going to try to go for covered catches and JJs with Ellard and Anderson with Mr. Everett there. Jim Rome likes to call him Chris Everett and gets his chair knocked over. So I don't think we're doing anything like that today, but we will. We'll be going head-to-head. We're just about a finish here, setting up the lineup. I wasn't quite sure exactly how I wanted to arrange the hitting power here and how he was going to call things. So apologize for the change screen. It's taking just a little bit longer than I probably normally would. Not having played this matchup before, I'm used to a little bit of a different player arrangement. We will start out with Walker as the running back. I did leave QB sneak in the playbook. Even though Wilson is not that fast, it does go immediately after Kevin Green in any of those lower defenders. So I'm going to try to gauge exactly how they're defending, what defender they're using, and if they sit on Green, that might be a play we can pull out and maybe get a few yards with. I do like the general blocking ability of Minnesota. They're not going to burn anyone with their running backs, but it's good enough to get back and complete some passes as well. So we'll just let this wind for a little bit, and then as soon as the game starts here, we'll get into the commentary. All right. Good luck to Matt DeGeorge. It looks like I've got the honor of having the ball first. Hopefully this leg evens out a little bit. That's just the worst. One little stutter throws you off. But that's online Tecmo. It's cheaper than a plane ticket. Okay, right away going to the run 3. I'm going to make him worry about that all game. Get a decent gain, 8 yards on first down. I'll take that. Went right back to it. Let him know I'm not afraid to run this here. And I thought I had the first down. Actually, just a little bit short. So he bottled that up real well. I think he called run that time. So 3rd and 1. And sometimes this is somewhat predictable, but I decided, okay, I think we're just going to go ahead and get our yards here with Wilson and get a new fresh set of downs and see what we can do. I had very little intention of throwing that pass unless he came up on me and then I had an open guy in the middle of the field. Didn't feel real good about throwing it down there to the stationary receiver there. Green is pretty darn fast. He does call this here. I went 3 in a row, and just want to see if he's going to adapt and when he's going to start calling the play. And actually went, I believe, 4 in a row here. Now that was big. That defender getting up and knocking that down. He had a lot of running room. A little risky in my end. I'm aware that this is a good player, and I said I got to get, if I'm going to win, I'm going to have to take every opportunity with it. And looks like I do have the taps there on him. There's a little bit of stuttering going on that it seems to improve as the game goes on, but who knows if he tried to dive or not. But was able to get through on that particular opportunity. And I tried to see if I can get him to sucker up a little bit. And then launch it. I liked that matchup. I had Anthony Carter up top against Kevin Green. There I wait for him to come back up just a little bit so that I get that dive for about 20 yards there. Go with the pass one. Nothing really doing here. And just make a poor choice there. I don't remember if I just didn't see him or if it was a button mispress. I think I was considering going up top, throwing the ball away. I don't remember, but just a bad decision, and the ball's turned over. So not a good start here. I did have some first downs, having gone for it on 4th down on my own end to go ahead and waste that. So he's going to go with the run 3. You'll see this used quite a bit as well. Gets the first down and keep it contained. I can live with that. Again with the run 3. So he, too, is not afraid to go ahead and bust that out. The taps was what hit 17 there. Sometimes I get real excited if I see other drones and I start hammering the button real hard. So he gets the first. Looks like that play is probably not going to be terribly effective for him. Just needs a few yards. He gets it. Now, I end up taking Scott Studwell. Not what I meant to do. Worked out. Just completely flip-flopped in my brain who I was supposed to use. Millard's the guy above him. Honest mistake. It ended up playing okay. He wasn't the slowest guy in the field, but obviously there are better choices on defense. Single back again, and this time I think I go with Rutland. I'm trying a different approach to the cornerback, and I just really not using my head here, not thinking about who am I playing against. So there I thought he was going to go with a run 3. But then I wanted to make sure that there was coverage on the play. So I picked a pass play. And it was just not a smart play on my part. So, but live and fight another day. Now you notice that last play had the sound removed. When I'm, this was footage pulled from the stream that we did, live stream this, and I have some commentary in spots that I want to, it just overlaps my voice, so the only way for me to do that is extract the audio from those sections. So some of what you're hearing is from live play, some of it is from just from after the fact. So, but we're checking conditions here. moving some guys around. We've had some condition changes. Jesse Clark being good. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to use Herschel Walker down below as another hitting power option, as well as a receiver. So we got some beef at the bottom here. First time using motion play. Run 1. Clark gets out in front. It takes him a moment to break free. So effective, 6 yards. Not terrible. There, just go to RB2. There's enough gap there. The throw was good. Good, nice completion down the field. And here I'm just not able to break away from the drones. Everyone's covered. There's really not a safe option there. Everyone's covered again. Here I'm worried I might be fighting for a field goal. And really good job covering this. And I can't remember again if I mistapped on this. Really, there was only one option possibly up top, and Kevin Green was probably going to attack that. The best option would have been probably try to run with the quarterback for a few yards and maybe go for it on 4th down or kick a field goal. So twice now I've been deep on his end and gave him the ball. And a little arrow trick there. And actually there's coverage there, but with the Rams you're going to get those covered catches from time to time. So he gets a good completion, he gets near midfield, and he is out of the danger zone. So here it's always all throw. I mean, he's really not going to run his way up there. And there's 3 guys there. If he was caught, that's certainly possible, but with Browner in the mix here. And basically I just try to take on the blockers. And I thought, the drones would do a little better job there with the cutback, but it's a good gain. Again, I was real disappointed there. The drones didn't seem to break away. Was able to dive tackle him to stop that gain from getting out of hand. And he's going to just waltz along there, get his 5 or so yards. And so here he's fighting for a field goal. So all things considered now, I did get a rush attempt there on the field goal attempt, but worse things have happened in history here with 2 turnovers. So I go in with a big donut at halftime, and we're back. Plus he gets the ball back here, so we're definitely in the hole. Kind of need a break or two, and I need to play perfect on offense moving forward here. So here I decide I'm going to go ahead and popcorn that blocker, use my taps to my advantage, and the drones clean up for me. And again, he has no running play to mask that formation, so I know it's coming. So I decided to go back with Millard, trying to get some underneath coverage, lucked out here. Looks like he's going to go for the JJ attempt. I'm going to try to trust my blockers. I'm sorry, my drone defenders to be back there, and they do a good job. He didn't have the best angle with him. Thought there might be a run 3, took Merriweather. I was right. And he actually does pretty well there. Up by 10, he wisely punts. If he went for it, I don't doubt that he could get it, but so far he's held me to 0, so the right decision in my mind on this. Try to cut back here and get hit by the defender. And not that I was going to go too much further, but I was going to try to get another 10 yards or so and get out of bounds. And we have Anthony Carter in good condition. And here's where I start to mix up the alignment here. My objective here is try to get Carter down the field as an option that has to be dealt with, which will open up the underneath. and might possibly open some burn routes up just because of the just the speed at play. And with the receptions, I wanted Jones at top so that if he calls pass 2, I still have the ability to throw it up and have a JJ catch attempt. So here we're going to be going with pass 1, trying to get Anthony Carter down the field, and Strickland takes me down. He calls it. We go right back to it. We want to see if we can't keep pushing this. If I get him to sit on passes, I might be able to get better success running the ball. And this time I was able to run away, and this was a little risky, but I thought I might have had a little bit of an alley, but might have been a better choice to just hang on that. And I go back to it again here, pass 1. I think he actually would have been smarter to rush me on this. I just try to dodge the drone as best I can. Luckily, we're not blocked. But Green is out of position. Now it's up to Anthony Carter. Dodges the dive, and we're in the end zone. So took one play. I'm actually in the game now. At this point, it was looking pretty bad. So I got the stop I needed. I got the long touchdown. It didn't take long to score. And we're going to be kicking the ball back to him yet in the third quarter. So it's looking up so far. If you hear that clicking in the background, I buffer my taps, so if I run into a drone, they'll just start trying to break that tackle immediately. To me, it's easier than once you're running the ball to buffer that movement so you don't have to move your hand into a certain position. Gets a good run on first down, 8 yards. Decide to go back to popcorning the center. And this time, he does just eke out the couple yards that he needs. But good news for me is that he's not scoring, so kind of leaning on this run 3. Doing this a lot. Kind of getting a good pattern here where I'm able to dodge the blockers, come back, they're engaged with my guys, and then minimize that run. So kind of finding some luck here with getting run 3 contained. Looks like everyone's covered, but he's not going to be running at this point. He's too far back. He's just going to launch this thing. And that was very, very close to being a JJ. Good for me. 1 second left, so he actually has to run one more play this quarter. So just from he's essentially an untimed down, or 1 second down. So if he goes down the field with a JJ attempt, it's not going to run off a minute of the clock. So he's rearranging some guys here. And can we keep it to 3rd and 6? Keep it from getting out of hand. So don't call pass. I'm sorry, I didn't call the pass in question. I had to defend that receiver down below, and he gets his first down run of the ball. So, 4th quarter, 3-point game, still in it here, but I need to do something on defense. JJ there. I tried to get in front of it, couldn't get Millard to jump up at it. He'd been using that play. I decided that I was not going to probably try to sit on that play much longer, and I wanted to see if I could bait him to throw deep, which I did here. Got back with Browner and defended that. So that was kind of risky, but I wanted just kind of a stalemate down there, and to me that made sense. Didn't get much help here on the coverage from the receivers, but I do take it back. And I think he just must have mispressed or didn't see the defender there because he had guys open on above and below. So I get a break here. That was the break that I needed. Makes a great tackle with Green there with the dive tackle. I thought I had a running lane for at least 10 yards there. And he calls my pass 4. Makes some room. And my intention there was just to throw it away. Usually across field like that, it goes errant. So worked out well. Back-to-back called play. Very lucky his defender did not jump up, get it to Hassan Jones. Just timed that route break so that it overthrows him. JJ happens, and we've got a first down. So we're in a pretty good position here. I don't want to fumble it, so I just take what I can get there and get out of bounds. I'm hoping to maybe wind the clock down a little bit, but I'll take points at any point because it'll give me the lead with the opportunity to close the game out. And we see conditions changing again. We actually put Fenny in the game at the running back position. And nothing crazy here. Just want to get our first down. With the pass 2 here. I cycle through the receivers and then come back to this and ended up working out really well. I thought he might sucker up just a little bit more, but it went over his head and the diving catch, and so we've taken the lead. So pretty fortuitous series of events. Now we've gone from down 10, giving the ball to him twice. On top of that, we've been able to get an interception even after having to kick it back to him. And so now we've got a real tight ball game, 14-10. He's running out of time. He's got under 2 minutes, but you know, all it takes is one covered catch. If there's a team in this game that can catch that deep ball, this is it. So Rams have all sorts of talent, and their quarterback is very, very good. Interesting, he does have Chuck Long in the game. I didn't see the condition. My guess is he must be in good or something, maybe excellent. Maybe looking for that arc pass a little bit more. I've noticed some of the higher-end players, they really know just, you know, when to use that different quarterback to get that certain trajectory and get the JJ. They have a lot of practice with that. Something I'm hoping to get better at. And he's content to call run 3 here. I'm wondering if he's... And actually, I make a mistake there and get popcorn, and luckily it didn't turn into a huge deal, but ended up getting bottled up there pretty quickly with Minnesota's defense. Drones did their job. And I actually call run here with the intention of trying to just force the throw, cover with Browner, and then have the drones go potentially block off any alleys. I didn't want him to have forever to throw the ball. And then just punt the ball back to him here and let the clock wind out. I could have, you know, taken a play and then just ran out of bounds too. I guess a little more drama here at the end, but I like my chances punting the ball down the field. So a very good game. I don't think either one of us, you know, maybe played our best game, but I was able to withstand the mistakes early on and just kind of keep plugging away at it. Interesting matchup here because you've got all of this offense against all of this defense, and you know, Minnesota can move the ball, but it's a little trickier. It's not so clear. Usually, you got to get in big chunks. You got to hope that Anthony Carter and Wade Wilson can connect. So definitely had my breaks in this game go my way after I made those mistakes. But a great game to Matt George. I hope to play him real soon. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down. And as always, we welcome the comments. Let us know what you thought about the game, things that could have been adjusted to improve it. Obviously, the turnovers were just bad throws on our part, but if there's little strategic things that you would like to see that might have changed the outcome of this one, we'd certainly like to hear about it. If you haven't subscribed yet, we have more videos like this. As of this week, we are starting to add commentary to the online uploads that we put out there. So thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you again next time.